Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Hallmarkies podcast. And we're really excited today because we are here talking about the May Hallmark romances. And we have just a bunch of other stuff that we're going to be doing as well. And it'll be fun. So I'm critic Rachel Wagner, and Jasmine's here.
Hey, everybody.
How are you doing?
I am doing good. It's been a good day so far. I got my 2 miles in today, so I'm doing good so far. We getting there, you know.
Look at you. Way to go. You're inspired by all the adventuring and whitewater romance.
Yes and no.
Yes.
Water, no. Hiking, yes.
You just went camping yourself, right? Big camping
Oh
trip?
gosh, I did. It was a month ago, like a month and a half ago. Yes, with some girls. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm like, now I'm ready to get back into the camping scene a little bit. I'm ready to pull my hiking backpack out. I'm ready to do this.
Well, hopefully your corporate retreat had more than like 4 people.
Yes, there were more than 4 people.
Yeah. It just felt like I don't know when this was made, Whitewater Romance. We'll get into it, but it felt like, was this made in 2020? Because didn't it feel like a pandemic movie?
It definitely felt like a pandemic movie. They were isolated, like no one was coming in. I was like, man.
I really did.
I'm like, the budget was cut in half or something because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, and everybody was like spaced. There was a lot of
yes.
Everybody. There was a lot. There was like 6 feet between everybody in like scenes, and I don't know. It was just a lot of.
So if anybody's listening and you know
the
date when they filmed it, drop it in the chat.
Yeah,
on Lisa's channel, on Twitter, let us know.
So this A Whitewater Romance was directed by Jason Bork, writer Juliana Wimbles, stars Cindy Busby, Benjamin Hollingsworth, and Maya attends an exclusive business retreat in the Rocky Mountains where she meets a man who's a competitor. As they're forced to pair up, an unlikely connection begins to evolve. So, Jasmine, overall, what did you think of this one?
Overall, Cindy, I'm gonna say this. Cindy, she is the queen of national parks, you guys. Okay. She actually the EP on this with Ben. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But sis, I still have about 10 minutes left on there that I haven't watched. Am I gonna watch it? Am I gonna finish it? Because you were in the water when I left off on it when you the thing. So
well, I did finish it, and it wasn't great. And I actually was kind of excited for it because I love anything with the water, and I like whitewater rafting. I think it's super fun. I've done it a number of times in a number of different rivers, and had a blast every time. And I actually liked Cindy's Chasing Waterfalls movie. I think that one was actually pretty solid. And we love Cindy. She's a friend of the podcast. She's been very good to us. She's a sweet, wonderful person. So, it's just our opinion, and what do we know? So take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, just a little bit. This movie was not hitting for me.
No.
We had other movies that were hitting for me, but this one was not hitting for me.
No, I completely agree. And they only had like 2 scenes on the rafting. I mean, it was like, it really, we were texting back and forth as we watched, and I was like, this thing should have been called The Ropes Course Romance.
Yes.
There was
I would have been
way more time spent on the ropes course than in the water.
It sure was. I'm not gonna lie. Them be up there high, like, her blindfolded stuff. That was pretty sexy and romantic. Like, you're guiding me. You're guiding me.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It made no sense because she's like, doesn't even put up a stink about going on the ropes course blindfolded on the tightrope. And yet she's like, absolutely not. I will not walk across this very stable, large bridge.
Like you could tell she had never been camping whatsoever. Her boss was like, yeah, we're gonna use some hiking boots. I'm like,
I know for me, I get it, I guess a little bit that the ropes course, you're like, you're harnessed and whatever. So maybe that would make you feel, but not like blindfolded. I would definitely be more hesitant to do that than to walk across the bridge.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
like, no, absolutely not. I'm not going to do it.
Shit, I'm one of her characters be afraid to go across those bridges with the glass and looking down. I know I can't do that. I'm afraid.
Yeah.
I'm
And
adventurous, but I don't know about that.
and like Hallmark, can we please stop with this trope of I have to like attend this party or enter this contest or I'm going to lose this promotion. I mean, come on. There's not a job in the world that's going to be like, if you don't do this ropes course, you're fired.
That part. I've never
Like,
seen like a retreat before that does that. Like
yeah.
you're competing for this new assignment being on the region. I'm like, dang, should everybody be working together? I'm like,
It's just like it's just dumb. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And but I mean, I, I again, this felt very like a pandemic movie because why were there only 4 people at this corporate retreat? Like this is supposed to be like a big company. Like you
you
would
know,
think there would be a lot more people than that.
I can tell you this right now. Currently, right now, she is in Switzerland with her husband because he works for a company, like an insurance company and stuff, like for teachers, like for their health insurance and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And they compete like their sales and everything. So him and a bunch of his colleagues across the country right now are in Switzerland living their best life. So if you guys wondering what I'm doing in the past 2 weeks right now, I
Yeah.
am living my best life through them in Switzerland.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're not, there's
And
no four
it's not
people
just four
there.
people.
There's no 4 people there, you guys. Okay, that's why I checked they were skydiving. There's no
Yeah.
4 people.
I mean, and you would also think if this Allegra, if like I feel like it's sort of a weird flex for this app designer to the go the sort of wilderness route, you know, like you think it would be the opposite and everything would be all connected and everything would be all whatever. But like if she was going to go that route, why would she pick a place that has like Wi-Fi and like super, you know, you think she would want to be wanting them to like rough it a little bit more, right?
Yeah,
But this
it wasn't
place
giving
has
me
like
roughing.
full Wi-Fi.
It's giving glamping for me.
Yeah, it really is glamping.
It was
Like
giving
that
glamping for
cabin
me.
looked nice.
Okay,
And she's like all
then
doing
the
the
breakfast
research
goes out. I'm like, this is not roughing it.
because they had to have the full Wi-Fi because they had to have her the ability to research him
That's
basically,
true. And
you
everybody
know.
else.
And but she shows up late and again, there's no way that if you're trying to make a good impression on your boss that and you're like going to all the effort to get her a coffee, you would get dressed. You would not show up in your pajamas. On no world would you not just take like literally 30 seconds to put on jeans and a shirt.
She was slipping, y'all.
Like they just
That's what I was like. It was like strike two. That was strike two.
like it
First,
was
you were
supposed to
late.
be for comedy. It was supposed to be like, look how funny this is. And Cindy was really mugging for the camera. She was really trying to make the like comedy.
She sure
But
was.
like it still has to be grounded in some form of reality. If a comedy, if it just feels like, well, your character's an idiot, then like then it doesn't work. Like it's not funny. If your character is just an idiot, then it's just awkward and not funny awkward. It's just awkward and I don't know, it has to have some reality. And that's what makes it funny because it's like what makes something funny is if you take reality and
Just a little bit.
like you twist it just a little bit and pointing out what's silly or ridiculous or stupid or awkward in everyday situations. I mean, if you go like way over the top, you have to be really funny. Like, I mean, you have to pull it off big time and be like really good at the physical comedy, really good. And nobody on Hallmark, not just Cindy, nobody is on that level. You know, like the closest they get is the like Haul Up the Holly, you know. And
Yeah.
then you're dealing with Melissa Peterman, you're dealing with, you know, some of the best comic actors we have working today. And so it just like someone like Lucille Ball, she could do that over the top, ridiculous, you know, where she's all the chocolates and all the, stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She could do that, and it was funny because she was so gifted. But that's not what he on. No, no.
It felt. I'm gonna echo off that. It felt more trying to bring that like the comic side of her out. Which
Yeah.
if you were like natural funny, like just naturally, like I'm naturally funny without even trying to be funny.
Yeah.
But it just like
Absolutely.
so it's just like it just comes natural to you. I think she was trying to tap into like that comic side of her. And I think just work on just being your natural self. And if you're funny naturally, like it will roll off.
Yeah. Yeah, like I mean, her getting the coffee, like that had potential to be funny. Like it's because it's just a little more like her showing up in the pajamas just made her character look stupid. It wasn't funny. It was dumb. But
Like
anyway,
ho, ho, ho. We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies Patreon.
Do you love Hallmarkies podcast, especially at Christmas?
Do you enjoy the holiday previews, recaps, interviews, and bonus episodes?
If the answer is yes, please consider supporting the Hallmarkies Patreon. We need your help to do what we do both during the Christmas season and all year round.
But not only do you help a podcast led by strong, independent women by becoming a Patreon, you get to become a part of the Hallmarkies family.
Starting at only $2 a month as a patron, you will have access to our Facebook Patreon group where we talk about the movies, shows, and more all year.
We also have many monthly patron watch-alongs with guests like Lacey Chabert, Natalie Hall, Paul Campbell, Mary Lou Henner, and more, giving their behind-the-scenes details of their films.
As a patron, you also have the chance to provide input into the podcast and even join us at different tiers.
So this Christmas season, spread some cheer to the Hallmarkies Patreon and become a member today. You won't regret it.
Go to patreon.com/Hallmarkies to learn more.
That's patreon.com/Hallmarkies.
And they had absolutely no chemistry, which surprised me because they'd already done a movie together. So you would think that, they would have that chemistry, but there was just nothing there at all because most of what they talked about was business. So,
yeah,
what are you going to do? Like, there was no reason why he would be in love with her at the end of this.
I don't know either. And I was more invested in the boss and the guy that owns the lodges.
Yeah.
Their romance on me before they needed them in. So I'm sorry, but I was invested in their romance. Like, I'll be your partner. I was like, wait a minute, are we having another side romance happening that I don't know about? That should be the main.
Like in another scene that just made her character look stupid and that was really trying for the laughs was the tent. Like she's supposedly, again, she's trying to impress this boss, trying to get a promotion, evidently. And I get tents are challenging, but she's not stupid. She's like so she should be able to figure this out. And if anything, like the solution that she came up with looked harder than actually doing it right. And it would have been more funny if she had just, instead of this bizarre way she did it, if she had just been like, well, I'm just sleeping on the ground. I felt like sleeping on the ground today. Like that would have been kind of funny, but it just fell so flat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we get Rope's course, and I wrote down, I said, her character is unreasonably stupid.
It's the character, not you, Cindy. It's the character.
Yes. We love Cindy. We really do. Yeah. I mean, it's just, it in any case, in a show or movie, the decisions have to feel reasonable. That okay, yeah, maybe they are being kind of a brat, or maybe they're being upset, or maybe they're but it makes sense. The situation, it's reasonable that a character would behave this way at this time. And she's supposed to be a professional, competent woman who has been selected to to have this, maybe have this promotion, and she can't follow basic instructions. She's not smart enough to know to not show up in pajamas at the company meeting. Come on. Yeah. And so then I just thought this was ridiculous. So her boss, that she also, this is another reason why they couldn't do off the grid, was because she had to have this boss calling in, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Mhm.
And she tells him, she tells her to hide this one guy's glasses, Lewis's glasses. And I was like, that's like mean.
Right? Oh, start taking pictures. Because for you get what is going on? I'm like, are you just sabotaging these people for you get the
Yeah.
account?
These
I'm
people
like,
work for your company. Like, the last thing you're going to want to do is like make a bad impression on
on your
people
region.
you will have to work with.
It was just, I feel like it was just poorly done. Like, maybe 'cause I came from the bowling alley world where yes, each like area, competing with each other's centers and stuff. I get that, but you guys are a big company within different regions that works together to make the company what it is, and you're trying to
Yeah.
sabotage
Like, you're
people.
going to have to work with this person. You're going to have to, like, you're going to be, I mean, this is an app. It's not
Yeah.
like, like a bowling alley where you have individual franchises or something. Like, no, this is an app where you're going to have to be working with people internationally.
Mhm.
The last thing you're going to do is tick somebody off that then could get the promotion. Then they're going to be mad at you and treat you bad. I mean, it's just stupid. It makes no sense.
And
It
it's
makes no sense that her
giving,
boss would ask this of her, and it makes no sense that she wouldn't be like, that is the stupidest idea I've ever heard.
and it shows her character of that region and herself of her boss. And she
Yes.
didn't have a clue to stand for herself, saying, "No, I'm not going to do this.
It's
I'm
just
not going to stoop
like,
down to your level
yeah,
and sabotage people to get what I want." And that's
yeah.
not my character.
Because people need their glasses. It's not just
Thank
like
you.
it's not like an accessory. It's like functional. They need it, like it's not
Okay.
like a necklace or you know what I mean, something that's just for show. Like, you need your glasses.
Yeah. Do we not watch Scooby Doo? Like, Velma needed her glasses every time they fell off. Like, where's my glasses? This is the perfect example of me being funny naturally.
That's right. Uh, so they finally go on the raft at 57 minutes. They go the whitewater rafting. We've been watching this movie for 57 minutes before we get a whitewater rafting in the whitewater rafting movie. Like, I figured they would like have like some just some stock footage or something like that, or like whatever drone footage of
Something.
rafting. And like, it's pretty rare when you go whitewater rafting for people to get kicked out. Like, I it's never happened to me, never. And I've done it probably 7 times. I mean, I've done it a bunch of times, and like, because usually they know if the rapids are that bad, they just won't do it. So if there's a pretty good chance, like, it's not like it happens every ride. Like, it's very rare to have somebody get kicked out. And if they do, it might be one person. I think I've been on one ride where one person had to get, picked up and everything. And it's all like monitored, and there's lots of like safety. But like, this is a very safe activity. You have a life vest on. Like, it's not it's really not high risk. Like, if anything, what they were doing on the ropes course was more dangerous than the whitewater rafting.
Definitely. And
Yeah.
and whitewater rafting is on my bucket list, you guys. I do
Yeah.
want to try
You
it.
should. It's really fun. I mean, if you get kicked out, then you just ride the river. You're on your back, and you're you might get a little water up your nose, but you just ride it, and you have a life jacket on, and then they come and they pick you up, and that's it. Like, it's fine.
Okay.
It's not like
All I know is I might not have like a Charlie Brown situation during whitewater rafting. All I know.
Yeah.
All I know.
Yeah. So then they do like the zip line, and she says, "Sorry about my panic attack." And it's like, what? And then this is when they do the bridge, and she's putting up a fuss about the bridge. That makes no sense. You didn't put a fuss to get blindfolded on a tightrope.
Now,
Like,
just say that you don't do this,
makes
and
no
you should
sense.
just Yeah.
So then they get lost. And if you want to see a better, basically this same movie, but a billion times better, is that one with like Retreat to Love, I think is what it's called, the one with Amelia Ullerope.
Oh yeah, yes.
They get lost at the retreat. And I
goodness.
mean, that movie was funny. It was legit funny. Talk about how to do funny. It was
There you
legit
go.
funny, had legit chemistry, and was like beautiful. Like we remember that scene where they're in the like, it's like a lavender field.
Yes.
You know,
Oh my
like it was. That's what it was called, right? Retreat to You. Yeah,
It was-
Retreat to You. Retreat to You. That is how you do this story right.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, in every way.
That part.
Yeah. I still need to get those writers on because they crushed that script. It was really good. And so now she's saying, oh, one day I want to get married and have a family. And he says, one day you're going to make a great mom. And then he says, I had this silly idea you were trying to make me look bad, which
was kind of true.
I guess at least his character isn't stupid. But it makes you, there's no reason why these two would be interested in each other or in love with each other. There's no, like, chemistry. There's just no chemistry at all. And he's right to be suspect of her. And then because he finds her notebook and then he's upset. And he's like mad at her for stealing his idea for the company. And then her sister gets into the school. That was kind of a subplot.
Remember that.
And she goes off the raft, and then there's like a highlight reel of like them on the raft. And then at the end, even though she's been a complete disaster, there's no reason why she would get this promotion, but she gets the promotion. And not only that, he gets it as well. And they're going to Paris. Gonna run Paris. Why do you want this woman running Paris? Like, that makes no sense.
And this is why I didn't finish the movie, because of this moment right here. This is the plot twist I was waiting for. For Ernie, for winning, this.
And why would you even have a branch in Paris? This is an app. Like, you don't need to have international locations. You can run it from anywhere. They could run it from the retreat. Like, they could run it anywhere. Like, so it's not like Google or something like that where you need to have like Google Photos and stuff where you need to have locations, or whatever. But
that part,
I can't even remember what the app did.
Me either. It was like some type of like, it was kind of like,
was it a dating app? I can't remember.
No, it wasn't a dating app. It was kind of like they had like schedules, like to wake people up. It was kind of like basically an iPhone and all social media is put into one.
Yeah, you can run that anywhere. You don't need to be in like Paris.
It's even cool. I thought about the old Vista system from Microsoft Word.
Yeah, right.
I was like, I heard about Vista before. I remember I had Vista on my laptop at one time, like years ago.
So yeah, this one was pretty bad. I don't know, maybe this is too mean, but
just
I understand you have to work and you have to pay the bills. I get it. Mm-hmm. But I do think that Cindy is creeping up to the point where people hear that she's in a movie for Hallmark and they aren't excited. They actively avoid it. She's done so many underwhelming ones in a row that I really think she needs a hit. And I did like her Christmas movie with Corey more than most. I think it was Everything Christmas. I actually quite enjoyed that. But if I were her management, I would advise her to pick her next one really carefully. And maybe, I don't know. I would just, that's what I would do. I would really try to get, I don't know. I just think she needs something that will get her into everybody's good graces again, because I do feel like that's sort of the general sentiment of her movies are just terrible. And so people don't want to see them.
I know, like, I think the one movie that kind of held me together with like Cindy wise will be like that Chasing Waterfall situation.
Yeah,
But
Chasing Waterfalls was good.
that was good.
Good.
Like that what we needed. Like, you know, she was in like that, you know, the Christmas in the Royal Fashion. Like
That Warming Up to You one,
yes.
the Fat Camp one was so bad. And there's been quite a few that were really bad. So anyway, that would be my friendly advice, is like really pick through and try to find a good script.
Yeah, that's gonna, I think, bring out Cindy's acting to the point where we're like, wow. Like it's one where if I see Cindy maybe going into like a, you know, the Hallmark Miracles on Christmas situation and, you know, seeing her serious side maybe.
Yeah, because she's done it. Like I liked the Godwinks that she was in. Like that was maybe the best one.
So
of the
just
whole
like
series.
It's basically just tapping into, you know, what like attracts her to being on like her acting, like what the basics of it.
And I liked Royal Hearts. I thought that one was pretty good. Like she can do it.
Just give her the right scripts that
her Wedding March movie was fine. Like maybe she should work with Tyler again.
There we go.
Yeah. Anyway, I would give this a 2. I feel like that's kind of generous, but I'm giving it a 2.
I was going to 2.5.
2.5. Okay. I'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's Baker Publishing Group and author Jenny Arlington and her debut novel, Her Part to Play. Desperate for extra income, Adane accepts a last-minute job as a makeup artist for a movie that's filming in her small Alabama hometown. But the money hardly seems worth having to face the actor who got her fired from her last job in Hollywood. Sparks fly on and off the set, but will either of them follow the pull of their hearts? We know you will love this swoon-worthy romance with the relationship between the movie star and the makeup artist. You can purchase Her Part to Play wherever you get your books online, or right now you can get 30% off and free shipping at bakerbookhouse.com. That's 30% off and free shipping at bakerbookhouse.com, or use the link below. Right, well, let's talk about everything puppies. So this is directed by Marnie Banak and writer Keith Hemstreet, stars Stephen Huzar and Pascal Lamont Kipnis. A dedicated entrepreneur and inventor looking to make it big, creating innovative dog toys and treats, finds success with the support of a handsome client. So what did you think of this one?
You know what? This was actually better than the Whitewater rafting, in my opinion, between the two. It gave me actually a little bit of like Hallmark feel, like, oh, I'm watching like an old school Hallmark moment, the emotions of it all. I'm like, I'm here for this. I'm here for that. I'm like, we're talking about dog treats. I'm like, okay.
It was a little too businessy for my taste. A lot of talk about these treats and the competition with the dog food, and you know, and her being like upset with him unreasonably. You know, that it was like, he just runs the store, one of the stores, right? Like it's not
that
his,
part.
Like he doesn't. I mean, I was just a little confused about why she would like blamed him, because I like he wasn't the one making those decisions. But yeah, this one was serviceable, like old school. I agree, old school kind of Hallmark. I don't think that they had really any chemistry, and most of the time that they were talking was about business, and so it wasn't that romantic. But the puppies were really cute, and it had like enough kind of nice moments, and it was watchable.
Yeah, like I like when they had like the little coffee little day situation. Like, is this really a date? I like those, like that little moment. I went to go watch that old school movie with the puppies and stuff. I was like, yeah, that is a cute date. I love that.
And it just feels like the reason why the business part of it, I mean, it's just like they could I don't know anybody that anybody that is in the dog food. I don't know anybody that's in the pet store business that doesn't have a million different kinds of dog treats and dog food. So the idea that they wouldn't be able to have her like organic, homemade, basically dog treats and like the pup chow, whatever it was, they would absolutely have both. So it made the conflict just feel stupid.
Yeah, it goes like really forced. Like I get the notion of like, oh, I run this part of like the dog food like industry, like not no new person coming to my turf and stuff. I have a friend from high school. Like I never thought she would actually, sell her own dog food stuff. I was like, that's really cool and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I forgot the name of the brand though, but she, she's on different stores and stuff like that. It's organic. So I'm like, there's room for everybody in the market.
Well, and dogs can't live off of just the treats. They need like the dog food too.
Yeah.
Because she only sold like the treats, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So she sold the dog treats. Yeah. So basically how they were was that all the ingredients that would be like in puppy chow or in other food, dog food would be in the treats. Like all the nutritions, the carrots, all that other stuff will be in the dog treat.
Yeah. Also, it made no sense that she after getting rejected, that she would set up shop in front of the store. Like what?
I thought we were selling girl. I thought like they said girl, they selling some treats.
Like you maybe might like do it in maybe the parking lot or like across the street or something like that. Like that would have been much better if they had like gotten the people that ran whatever next door or across the street. And it could have been so much more funny because then you could have had the people leaving the pet store. Oh, look, and then you could have the owners being like, look, everybody's leaving our store to go over to that. That would have been good. That. Like,
you know what? Piggyback off of that, they could have got like a little trailer. You know how like people have like their food trailers and stuff like the food trucks? They could have had a doggy treat called like Chow Bones, like, Express, and they sold the dog treats out of the. Yeah. I would have loved that. Absolutely.
Yeah. And what would have been good if they could have. Why weren't we, Jasmine? They really, I mean, Hallmark, we could help you so much. Because
like we've been saying this for like forever.
If this cart or a food truck, like you say, had been let's say call it Puppy and Pies or something like that. and so she's selling her treats, and you can get a treat for yourself too.
Oh my god,
for the dog,
I love that.
Yourself.
And they could make the little doggy parks and stuff. Like they're a bit.
Yeah. I mean,
everybody have an idea for a business now.
Food truck, right?
I'm just saying, like, doesn't match me in heaven. Like,
Puppy and Pies. That should be the title for the next Hallmark movie. Puppy and Pies, and you could have.
What if he sells the pies and she sells the treats and like oh my gosh, we just gave y'all an idea movie plot just now, right there. We said it right here. Rachel and Jasmine, we need credit for this.
The baker, the two bakers are rivals at first. One selling pies, one selling like cookies, whatever. And they end up collaborating together over Puppy and Pies and she makes the treats, he makes the pies. And it would be great. I mean,
I love it.
There's just
this had to be a fall movie. It's like a summertime fall movie situation. I can see that.
It's just not reasonable. If you have been denied access, you've been denied into this store, it's not reasonable that you would then go and set up your cart and this whole thing in front of their store. Like that makes no sense. And so then it just feels like, okay, these people are stupid. It just like there has to be, even in a Hallmark movie. I know these movies are whimsical. I know these movies, whatever, like they're not like gritty realism. I understand that. But like there has to be some like competency to the characters. There has to be something, like
they got the ticket though.
They got a ticket and they should have gotten a ticket.
Yeah, they should have because they were on property and stuff.
But that guy would be mad at him about this is ridiculous, and I just don't understand it. And so anyway, then we have this whole thing. So the CEO of the company is like his ex, right? Like, and she's like into him still.
Well, well, what we call it now is they were in a situationship. So she thought that they were in a relationship. He was like, no, I'm not.
Yeah. And I did like that Catherine Davis was in this. I'm a little bit sad to see her relegated to supporting because she's so great.
I'm gonna need her to be in the next one, front and center.
Yeah. I'm just worried because her Welcome to Valentine was not the best. And that would make me really sad if that was like Hallmark's one shot for her. Like, it was not her fault at all.
No, it was not your fault, sis. And we're going to fight for you to get another movie.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, so I was happy to see her in this. I'm glad for her getting work, but I was a little sad that she was supporting. She was just the best friend in this.
We're pushing for her to get a Hallmark Christmas movie, and we're pushing to see if Mark Taylor's available for that role for the lead man for her.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I'll just say, like, I'm still crossing and praying for Tamara and Mark Taylor to come together for a Christmas movie still. That's just me.
I mean, if we did Pies and Puppies, we could definitely have Catherine be the puppies person, and we could have Mark be the pies, be the baker.
Oh, there we go. We helped her out with the plot, the character. Like, look, if they get us in the background as supporting character somewhere, or like in the shot somewhere of a scene, like, yeah, that would make my day.
Yeah, let's do it. But I did like that she asks him on the date. Like, a lot of times you don't really see that in Hallmark movies because they just are kind of working together and then they're falling in love. So you don't like see the dating. Yeah. But I like that. And he's like, sorry, I have something going on. And I would think that would not be enough to discourage her. The fact that he like isn't available that night. Like, I mean, come on.
You know what? They're pushing the envelope. They are, because you're right. They never show a lot of women, especially leads, acting a guy out. And it's kind of like, no, we're in 2024. Let's do what we do. Like, we'll be persistent.
Yeah. So then he asks her on a date. And they go on the date and he says, I'm just genuinely interested in you. So, that was fun. That was cute. So then he's making the pitch, and I do feel like it's a little bit unfair, like that he definitely has an advantage of these other people, someone he used to date, and everything. And
you could throw her in the bus, like
They have to remove the treat after making the order. They're going to do 100 orders. They've hired all these extra people. They're, all this stuff. And this other guy is like come in and be like, no, this is hurting our business, which it makes no sense, because if they're selling all of these treats, that's only going to make people buy more dog food.
Thank you. Like, mind you, we were just talking about cutting like half the bag of like dog food and then marking up the price and stuff. Okay, we already get that with the Lay's bag of chips. Okay, like, well, I actually did tour the Lay like factory and stuff. And by the way, hot chips are really good. By the way, just letting y'all know.
Yeah. Well, so then he records, and I thought they were going to do a little bit more with the fact. So he records them doing this thing in front of the store. And I thought that, okay, this is going to go like super viral and it's going to be like this huge thing, but it doesn't really, like, the payoff wasn't huge, but
payoff.
Basically just when he was able to show it at the end when they crashed the board meeting, be like, look at this amazing, kind of a thing. But so they get the ticket, and of course her dog will not touch the pup chuck.
Dog already knew.
Terrible.
Everybody dog knew. All the dog knew what was up. Listen to your simmers, y'all.
There was a nice scene between him and his dad. He's saying, she has this beautiful glow. I can't stop thinking about her. Aww. I'm just hoping she gives me a chance to make this right.
And she'll hear eavesdropping. I'm like,
it was cute. Yeah. I'm all in on us. And it was funny, the ending with her like crashing the meeting in the puppy mascot and everything, and be like,
Can we give it up for the mascot, please? Because this mascot needed more airtime. Like, I need him to have like a whole little like commercial or something, because he is like,
So then he also gets a purchase offer to and then he says, let's see here. So they crash the meeting with the pups mascot, storm in, and he says, what's more important, a healthy bottom line or a healthy puppy?
I was snapping my fingers. I was like, this is some real facts. And then
Yeah.
the fact
And
that
the puppies
his own
were really
dog,
cute. The puppies were adorable.
and mind you, the fact that his own dog from across like the other part of the company like building came into the board meeting and got some treats.
Yeah.
He knew what was up. And they were freshly baked. He knew.
Yeah. And then we get this end scene where the grumpy guy from Pup Chuck offers to buy their company. He's like, we aren't selling. Yeah. And
right. Like,
she's my fiance isn't selling your company. They like,
mind you, this all happened in a 6-month period, guys. Like, this was really fast. It went from like, oh, now we're together to you're my fiance.
They had to make it that way so that at the end they could have them in the camp out together.
It was so cute. The ending was cute though.
Mm-hmm.
But just put both their dogs and they're just I'm like,
they go camping with the dogs. And so yeah, I mean, this one was watchable. It's exactly what people that think a Hallmark movie is, with all like the cliches and other things.
That part.
Then yes, this is it. But I would give it a 3. What about you?
Yeah, I was giving it a 3.
Yeah.
We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies merch store.
Are you looking for that perfect gift for the postable, hearty, or Hallmarky in your life?
What about getting that t-shirt or hoodie that will help you stand out at your next holiday party?
Now is the time to check out the Hallmarkies merch store.
Full of festive designs by artists like Jessica Miller, Carrie from Hallmark Comics, and more.
You can even have more than just shirts, but totes, cell phone cases, notebooks, mugs, and more.
And it isn't just Hallmark. We have designs for Anna Green Gables, Man from Snowy River, The Nanny, and more.
Every purchase at the merch store goes to help support the podcast and allows us to make the great content you know and love.
There are frequent sales, so go to tpublic.com/stores/Hallmarkies or see the link in the description.
That's tpublic.com/stores/Hallmarkies.
Well, real quick, let's talk about on Amazon. They had The Idea of You in May as well. And I was very fortunate because I actually got to see this at a critics screening. And so I got to see it on the big screen. So, which makes me sad that everybody else didn't. But it's based on a book, and it is directed by Michael Showalter and writers Robin Lee and Michael Showalter, Jennifer Westfeldt. And I think Robin Lee is the writer of the book, but stars Anne Hathaway and Nicholas Galazantine. And it's Celine, a 40-year-old single mom, begins an unexpected romance with 24-year-old Hayes Campbell, the lead singer of August Moon, the hottest boy band on the planet.
You know what? You know what?
Jasmine, what did you think? What did you think of this?
Yeah. Okay, so basically, and this is my version. This is basically the white version of how Stella got her groove back, except for it's just the music version of it.
Yeah.
And the characters are white. Period. Yeah. That's how I see it. And I'm saying this is how I see it.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it was sweet. I really enjoyed it. And of the rom-coms that came out in May, there was The Fall Guy, and then there was this. I think this was far better, in my opinion.
Y'all, I really texted Rachel. I was like, I shouldn't be crying at the end like this. What's happening? Yeah.
And evidently they changed the ending from the book. I haven't read the book. I have it on Audible. I'm going to read it, but evidently it's a more bittersweet ending in the book. But I like what they did here. And I mean, I think the key for something like this is just the sizzling chemistry. I mean, this is a pretty sexy movie. It's an R-rated film.
Yeah,
So
I was not expecting some of these. I was like, what? I had to sit down. I was like, come listen to it in the background, watching it still. But then with the version came, I was like, wait a minute, let me sit down. What's happening? Wait a
yeah,
minute.
it is a pretty sexy movie. And you buy their chemistry together. The meet cute at Coachella was fun.
Yes.
She goes into his trailer and
But
uses his
the
bathroom. Yeah, that was funny. That's good. That's good. Though, I mean, you have to take the leap that she would go on that flight to New York.
Girl.
It feels like, oh, would she really do that? I don't know, but
Would I do
whatever.
that?
Like you have to go there with it and go there. And and I heard some people being like, oh, why would somebody that looks like Anne Hathaway be so insecure, around like the other women, the hot women, whatever, because she's so beautiful. Of course she's beautiful.
First of all,
but
this is a 4-year-old woman. Like 4-year-old woman and a 20-year-old, they're two different in age rating on their confidence, stuff like that. Like she's from the old school. This is like the new school kids. Like y'all gotta get it together.
And like newsflash, all women are uncomfortable. I saw an interview with Emma Thompson the other day where she was talking because people were like, congratulating her on some of the more bold scenes in Leo Grand movie, and she was just kind of like, all women hate their bodies. So, what are you going to do? Like, and I was just like, it's true. I mean, I don't know anybody that's like, wow, like, I mean, I had no problem with that at all. I completely buy that someone that's as beautiful as Anne Hathaway could be completely insecure around all these young women that are being kind of rude and dismissive to her as well.
Mm-hmm. Ageism.
Yeah. What is the movie? I can't remember. Was this the one where the beautiful model is complaining about her elbows? Oh, sorry.
Oh, crap. What movie was that? I remember that.
Is it Miss Congeniality?
I think it was Miss Congeniality. I think.
I can't remember.
Yeah, because someone talking about their elbows.
Sorry, yeah.
They're
such ugly elbows. But anyway, I bought her insecurities. I feel like
she sold it for me.
I feel like his character was the one, if I was nitpicking, overall really enjoyed it. But if I was nitpicking, I think his character was written a little inconsistently. Like sometimes he was like this huge deal with tons of paparazzi and, people going crazy and everything like that. But then other times he was sort of this has-been, like, oh, not cool anymore to like him, not like, who is he? At times they were treating him like he was, like at times they were treating him like he was somebody from NSYNC. At times they were treating him like he was somebody from like 98 Degrees that we don't even, like hardly know, like, and I'm sorry.
There's boy references right now. I'm living my best right now. So anybody who is listening to this and you guys are here for it, drop in your favorite child. Who's your favorite boy band of the 90s, early 2000s? Let us know.
It's too bad we're gonna have our friend Georgia on this one because she no one knows the boy band scene more than her. But yeah, I just felt like his stardom was somewhat fluid. Like, how famous is this person?
Like I haven't heard of August Moon, but judging by this, like this book and the movie, like I want to know more. And plus, actually one of the guys from who's like the other leads here too. He actually played in the series called Leap, like this television series that was on Fox that got canceled. Mm-hmm. It had the same actor, the football guy, who actually was in the movie with Heather last summer, with that Caribbean movie.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
So
okay,
I was like, everything's tied together. Like, well,
that was a bonkers movie. That was a weird. There was a bonkers movie with Heather last summer. That was bonkers. But oh wait, no. Which one was it?
No.
Was that the Portugal?
Last summer she did the flying movie. The summer before that she did the Caribbean one.
Okay, yeah. No, yeah, that one was weird. Yeah. Anyway, but it wasn't a deal breaker by any means. I just thought that character was just kind of whatever they needed him to be in the scene. Like if they needed to be a little bit, if they needed to be sort of has been, if they need, but they, or if in one scene and then the next scene, he would be like, people are literally swarming him and like stalking him when he's outside her office. And he's just insanely wealthy and, you know, all of this. And I don't know if like, I mean, I'm sure that, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure like people, all the people in NSYNC are very wealthy. I mean, they had a lot of their money stolen from them. So by Lou Pearlman. So who knows how much money they actually have. But in I'm sure they're doing fine. But I don't know. I just felt like his character could have been a little bit better written. But it was fine. And he's so charming and they had such good chemistry.
He was charming. And I'm sitting here like, I get what you mean. Like he's really like, he's this, you know, outside he's just like this pop star. Inside he's trying to be who he is. Like he living this double life. Like he doesn't know who he is and trying to find himself within. Mind you, he's in his 20s. So he's like in our 20s, we were trying to find ourselves. So I get where he's at. Like he's trying to find like, am I in this pop star? I'm supposed to be this sex symbol, stuff like that. Or I'm supposed to be this person, but I want to write this type of music, but I gotta write this what they're telling me.
He'd been performing for so long that he never really had like a break. It seems like he never really had a choice. And so they get to a point where they break up and then he comes and they kind of make a deal that
in 5 years,
once her daughter is out of the house basically, then he'll come back to her. And he writes this whole song about coming back and everything.
I know. And she was crying on the couch. And then they're like, y'all, it was just, man.
It was really good at the end. There he is.
That end broke me.
He waited for her.
That end broke me. I felt like someone came back for me. I was like.
I was very swoony. It was very good. Yeah. It was very good.
Like,
so yeah, I really enjoyed it. I gave it fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. I forget what, I think I gave a 7 out of 10, something like that. But for our scales of what we go,
for me, this is
4.5.
Oh yeah, definitely 4.5. Like I can sit back and watch this again and like really sit here thinking like, what am I gonna be this? I don't want to be this. I want to be a cougar. Like what's I'm like in my mind, like there's the pros and cons.
Very sexy.
They even talked about it in the movie, like if the roles were reversed, there wouldn't be an issue. Let's say they're like how it is happening, it's an issue. Even her so-called ex-husband.
Oh, her ex-husband was the worst.
I wanted to like the audacity. The audacity.
You're like, what is wrong with you? You're the stupidest man in the world.
And you not just cheat on Anne Hathaway. You cheated on her with someone in your office, and then you married a person in your office, and then kind of find out she don't like you no more.
Yeah, and then she ends up with nobody, which was satisfying. That was good. Yeah. So yeah, well, let us know what you think of these movies. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And Jasmine, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, or X at Shareem16, SHREEM16.
Yeah. And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all of our social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. So check that out. Also make sure that you are following the podcast at Hallmark is Pod, Hallmark is Podcast, all of our social media. And if you are listening on iTunes, please leave your ratings and reviews. It's easy to do. It only takes a second and it really, really, really helps us a lot. You could leave those reviews, those ratings. And if you are watching on YouTube, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We appreciate that so much. We also have our Patreon group, which is the biggest way you can support us. And we have an awesome watch along this month with writer W. Stewart of Well Suited for Christmas, which is one of the best Christmas movies of recent memory. So that's going to be super fun. You can hear all the behind the scenes from her about that. And that's the kind of opportunities you get as a patron. So please, please, please check it out. And then we have the merch store, which has tons of Hallmark inspired designs. So please take a look at that. And thanks so much, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Bye.